So the rear brake was sticking on this vehicle. I had a look at the brake caliper. Yeah, the seal was definitely compromised. The piston was sluggish. It looked really off. I replaced the caliper, but the brakes were still grasping on. So here's the old brake hose here. I pretty much cut it in a few places so I can, kind of inspect it. That's what the inside of a brake hose looks like. You can see the inner wall there, kind of made of like a fabric-y material. And what can happen is these can get blocked. Usually in these kind of joins right here, look, you can see where there's a large rust buildup, and this is just connecting two bits of a brake hose together. But what can happen is you can get a blockage right in here, and this is what has happened with this one. What can also happen is the inner wall here can collapse, either from crimping them, maybe when you change a caliper or something, or just over time you can get twisted and things like that, and this inner wall can collapse. But in this instance, I've tried blowing down it, and it seems that the blockage is in this joint right here. I've tried to stick something inside it, like a small Allen key, and it's pretty much just totally blocked. I imagine the metal is kind of corroded and blocked the brake line here. So when a blockage like this happens, it can kind of get misdiagnosed as a problem, maybe with the brake caliper, the piston, something like that. And what happens is the blockage is not fully blocked. It's like, 95% blocked, and it acts like a valve. So when you push the brake pedal, you're forcing brake fluid out to the caliper. And with all that pressure and force, it can kind of flow through the blockage here, and it'll act like a delay on that brake because it's forcing through a little hole. It's slow for the caliper to react. And what happens is when you release the brake pedal, well, the fluid doesn't have that same pressure to flow backwards through here, so it can leave the brake caliper clamping on the brake disc like this, and over time it can ease off, or it can just wear your pads down. And that's an example of when you have a blockage in a brake hose. So I've been jamming nails down here, I've been jamming Allen keys, I just can't clear it up. For science, let's take a look. So here we go. I've pretty much cut it in the exact spot where the blockage was. You can see there on the left, it's a nice hole going all the way through, but on the right there you can see it's collapsed. It's actually collapsed where the join was in the brake hose. So you can see this is kind of what it looks like. Maybe you've only heard of it, maybe you've never seen it before, but that's pretty much what it looks like. So this is why collapsed brake hoses, just like this one here, can act like a valve. Often misdiagnosed as the brake caliper, but you can see the clear culprit here is the brake hose itself. Simple replacement, not too bad, 20 minutes. If you want to know how to replace one of these, I'll link it in the description below. I've made a short on how to quickly do that.